Hi everyone. For this assignment, I wanted to explore the disaster resilient design for the less privileged communities in India. Design of communities plays a huge role in the lives of its occupants. Sustainability Development Goal for Sustainable Cities and Communities focuses on implementing safer, resilient, and inclusive communities, thereby creating sustainable human settlements. In India, nearly 27 out of its 29 states are prone to natural disasters such as floods, drought, earthquakes, tsunami, and cyclones. With 32% of India's population belonging to below the poverty line category, the impact of these disasters on the community is unfathomable. It is very common for this group to be largely affected, considering their challenges during such times, which include lack of medical access, financial difficulties, and lack of a stable shelter. The problem space focuses on the low income group living in urban as well as rural spaces. The challenge lays with disaster risk management plans and policies, which, though evolve, lack the consideration of future possible disasters. Vernacular structures are prone to damages in times of natural disasters. Post disaster plans lack improving the foundational aspect of existing structure that are weak. Implementing the design of better communities unfortunately take longer in terms of development and execution. The primary stakeholders identified are those belonging to the low income group, nonprofit organizations, the government, and the educational institutions. In times of disaster, children belonging to the low income group are affected the most in more than one ways. For example, loss of a steady shelter, loss of access to education due to financial challenges, especially since children are often forced to help their families financially from an early age on, in terms of especially in times of disaster. Therefore, they are deprived of a better future from their existing situation. For the design precedent, I focused on a low-cost housing prototype, which was designed by Votrong Gia architects in Vietnam. After two prior prototypes, the third prototype is a combination of reinforced concrete foundations along with steel frame and steel lattice wall. The structure is designed to provide higher durability, flexibility, easier construction, and also makes it affordable. The design focuses on withstanding extreme climatic conditions of southwestern Vietnam and the frequent typhoons and earthquakes. With an open floor plan, it allows the user to utilize the spaces as per their need and the number of occupants. The structure has also been designed keeping in mind the mobility. It can be packed and transported to other regions when and where needed. The Disaster Risk Reduction Report by UNICEF concentrates on the development and evolvement of policies for the years 2015 to 2030. The policies and programs timeline indicates the steps that have been taken during disasters over the years. The study also identified and categorized districts according to hazards that they are prone to, such as cyclone, hailstorm, and fire, among others. A detailed analysis of existing hazards and disasters in Bihar was performed to understand the potential future hazards and disasters. Along with the identification of districts, problems with respect to disasters were also factored. For instance, under Group A, it was identified that houses in nearly 8 out of 10 districts were built out of vulnerable materials. The map indicates disaster risk-based grouping of districts in Bihar. The chart on the right indicates the foundational elements of the roadmap framework put into place. Specific actions within the roadmap have been detailed with cognizance of the fact that these building blocks or components are not mutually exclusive and neither is their resilience. For the speculative design, out of the other combination of cards that I tried, for the purpose of this presentation, I focused on this particular card set, where the terrain was power, public service announcement for object, and hope for mood. The idea was that in a world and time where power is used for the right reasons than for just personal agenda and gain, for the betterment of the world and the people, those in places of power, aim to creating better opportunities for those belonging to the low income category. This would involve building better communities with affordable solutions to their problems, access to basic healthcare facilities and amenities, education with being the primary focus for children, as well as disaster management policies being put into action effectively, keeping in mind future disasters. Such a public service announcement would invoke a sense of hope among the low income demographic. Thank you for your time.